here for over 3 years now, I think. Over 3 years, I had the privilege of being Sivan's right hand and now Director of Communications. So today we're going to be talking about photo training, specifically a little bit of videos, but really focusing on the do's, what we want you to do, and the don'ts. And what's really important here is that you are all working so hard. You are putting so much effort into your projects. You are working so hard with the communities. But as I said yesterday, you are our eyes on the ground. We're here in Israel, we're around the world, and our donors are around the world. They don't know what's happening on the ground unless you are showcasing it. So this opportunity is a real chance for you to show off, show your amazing work, show your work with the community, show the projects that you have worked so hard to complete. And we want to be able to showcase these through photos and videos. And that's really the purpose of our department here in Innovation Africa, is for PR and marketing. So for publications, we want beautiful photos. For education, we want to tell people who we are. We also want to share it with donors so that they will know what's happening in their projects. And of course, we want to encourage more and more people to donate. So the better the photos, the better the videos, the more chance of success we all have as an organization. So today we're going to look at perspectives of drilling, construction, and installation photos, and of course, completed projects. And this goes from our water projects and our solar projects. We are also going to be touching briefly about donor updates. Now, you will be constantly bombarded by me, and I apologize in advance, on all of our WhatsApp groups, where I'm always asking you, please upload the forms. I want to share this with the donor. Every single thing that you are sending to us gets shared with the donors if it's approved. So the more you send, the more I can share with our donors. And that's why it's so important that when I communicate with you on our WhatsApps through uploading it to the drive and the database, it's amazing. The more content I have, the better. So our donors are so excited when they receive updates. And this is really, really important. So I know that Sivan, myself, all of your country directors and deputies are always messaging you about photos. So I hope this training session will be really useful for you. So we're going to kick off with prospective water projects. Now, the purpose truly is to show the severity of the situation. When we tell people that there is no access to clean water in our communities, they don't know what that means. Maybe they think there's, broken taps that don't work, or maybe they think that there's, walk a kilometer and you'll have access to clean water. People don't know the situation in the villages that we serve. They aren't aware. So we need to show them. If we're unable to be in Africa, to be in our villages, we need to show you. So to show the severity, how bad it is. And we really want to show women and children, and we really want to show pictures of open sources. What we don't want to show, and you'll see as we proceed, we don't want to see the community looking straight into the camera. And we also don't want to see them smiling at this stage. And you'll see why. We're going to discuss this further. Again, any questions, write in the chat. So we have here again some beautiful photos from Tanzania, some of these children, community members at open sources. The top left is from Uganda, which many of you chose as one of the most impactful. Sharing sources, dirty, contaminated sources with animals, many people using this one water source, women and children together. It's incredibly impactful to see just how severe the conditions are and how terrible their water sources are. It's unbelievable. You see these pictures on the news and you see these pictures in magazines and on National Geographic, but to know that this is truly where people are accessing water, it's quite unbelievable. And when we show our donors, they are shocked. So this picture, for example, we have many women, young children, standing and waiting to collect water. We have an incredibly contaminated water source, and we are capturing a scene. That's what we need from you, our local field officers, our local team members, to capture the scenes of people collecting water. Of course, you've seen many of these photos before, some maybe you even took. I know here's Sivan in Zambia. So again, open sources, women and children, all going about the way that they collect water. I know it's going to seem staged because you're the ones taking the picture, but this is what they do. It's natural. Women and children do go to these sources of water, and we do need you to capture them actually digging and actually collecting the water. So any questions here? Any questions in the chat? If you want to take a second, please feel free. We can stop at any time. So this is our prospective water sources. Sivan?
Yeah, I just want to make sure that I would like them to always try to capture the source of the water. You know, oftentimes they are capturing the people that are waiting and so on, but it will be the best is when we can also see the water itself, right? Like in the pictures that you show. So this is quite important. And also just let them be as they are usually. You don't have to tell them to do anything special. Just try to capture the reality of the things. For you, it's normal. For the donors, it is shocking. No one understands that people are still drinking water from open sources. So if you can just capture the reality the way it is, that's beautiful. And as Michal said, if you can capture many people together and also the dirty water, that really tells the story that we're talking about big villages. Oftentimes, people are thinking if they only see one person or two person, they think maybe it's an exceptional thing. But when we see many people waiting, it tells the story that it's a big village, that's the only source of water, and we need to do something about it.
For sure. Thank you, Sivan. So let's talk about solar projects. What do we want to convey at our solar projects? Again, what is the condition? What are people doing in schools without light? How are people receiving medical care in the evenings without light? It's unfathomable. We cannot understand what that means to live in the darkness. So we need you to capture these. And I have to say that this is one area where we are lacking. The photos you will see are quite old photos from maybe a year or even 2-3 years ago. And I know you aren't working at 11 o'clock at night in the villages, but sometimes, maybe if possible, once a month, you go and you visit to go and take more photos in the evening. It is so important because when a donor sees, we say, you know, we need to bring light to a school, they don't understand why. Why are the children needing light in the school in the same way? They can understand electricity in a health center, but they don't understand light. And it's so important to show that the facilities are running in the afternoons and in the evenings. And harmful kerosene lamps or harmful candles are being used instead. So if you take a look here at some of these pictures, these I find unbelievable. In the top left, you can see a doctor, a nurse, attending to a pregnant woman. You can see her baby in her belly. You can see that she's pregnant. And in the background, you can see that he's guided only by a candle. This wouldn't happen outside of rural villages, and this shouldn't be happening. And we need to convey that message to our donors and to our people who follow us and support us. Similarly, there is a young child receiving medical care by a tiny candle guiding the light. So these are very impactful. People receiving medical attention by candlelight or by using lamps or kerosene. In the evening specifically, we need more of these photos. And here, children in schools, the one on the left-hand side of the frame shows many children surrounded by one candle, all huddled over. This is not how I went to school. This is not how many of you went to school, and this is not how these communities should be receiving education. So really capturing the essence of how they are learning, how they are receiving their education, many children together with very limited resources, candles and lamps. And what I want you to take notice here is the wall of windows. It's black, it's dark, it's nighttime. This is telling us the story that these students are using the school at night. They are going to learn, and they are only learning using kerosene lamps and a candle. So this truly tells us the story. Also here from a village in Malawi. So we hear the students, some sitting on the floor, some at desks, all using candles. We also, of course, want you to capture the essence of the school during the day. What are the needs of the classrooms? Do they not have desks? Do they not have flooring? Do they not have whiteboards? Do they not even have a classroom? We can see here some children even sitting outside. So we need you to capture everything. Of course, during the day, you're already doing that so well, but it's really in the afternoons and evenings at medical centers and in schools. We need more, okay? Any questions here? I see a few people putting in the chat. So yes, thank you, Mari. Great question. Here, should we only be taking perspectives in the night? No, we absolutely need it in the day as well. So we need you to take pictures of the women and children waiting at the health center. What are the conditions? But specifically at nighttime, that's what we're missing. You're already doing that well during the day, but at nighttime is really what we're missing. But we absolutely need night and day. So now if we move to the next section, the in-process stage of what we call the drilling, the construction, and the installation. So if our donors, if our audience understand the situation on the ground, they know that people need access to clean water. They know that people need electricity. So they've decided to be part of our mission and to sponsor us. How does it all happen? When we say we construct a water tower, what does that mean? People are unaware of how we drill into the aquifer, of how we raise the tank, and all of those steps involved from start to finish. Our purpose here is to communicate what we do to our audiences. So we need the step-by-step process from the very beginning until the very end. And some really exciting new additions, which are relatively new to our Innovation Africa models, are our 10 trainees, which I know Tamara is going to talk more about and we're going to discuss more. But it is a truly remarkable addition to our projects. We are working with local community members. We are empowering them. We're helping them with new skills. And we want to showcase that as well to our donors. So please try and capture them in their beautiful jumpsuits with all their PPE getting involved. And of course, capturing the community. So let's take a step through. Here's some of our best pictures with the drilling. And now I love when we can see, hands up if you love when you can see the Innovation Africa logo on the back.
We love it. We love it. We love it. This is why I chose that picture earlier, because you can see Innovation Africa.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell the story. It is us. It is us. It is our people. And you can see everything in that pictures. You can see the drilling machine. You can see them working. It is just perfect.
And that's what's so exciting is when people say, you know, how do you get the work done? If they come to visit our office in Israel, they don't know how our incredible team across Africa are working. And this helps to tell the story that we hire local team members, we work with local contractors, and we have local employees. You are our shining stars, and we need to see you as well in our photos. So we have more here from our drilling, in action, all of the things happening around us, and crucially with the Innovation Africa jumpsuits, uniform, and a logo on the back. And now the exciting stage, we've hit water. The communities are excited. Let's capture that, even if it's just at the beginning stage. And if our field officers are not on site, our engineers, please take out your phones, take pictures, document this as well for us. Whoever is on site is responsible for documenting what you see. You all send it to us on WhatsApp. You all update us every single day. We're busy getting updates of what you're doing. Just take maybe 2 more seconds to make your phone straight, to make sure that you're capturing the right scene. Just take a few more pictures than normal, even if it's not your job per se, even if it's not your only responsibility, you're there to oversee the drilling. Take a picture. You are there. We can't always be there, so we need to rely on you. So please take photos every single time you're at a project, whatever stage. We'd rather have too many photos of a project than too few. So please take pictures. And here on the bottom left is one of my favorites, is that you can see the, almost, I think maybe 50, 60, probably more in the background, people standing around watching, anticipating, excited. To me, that is a beautiful picture, and it's telling a beautiful story of how the community are excited. What this means to them, we will never be able to understand. So to take pictures is helping us to convey this message. And of course, in process, we want to see everything that's happening. So we've had the drilling. We need to also be having the construction stages, the cement mixing, the block work, the trench digging, the pipe laying, the raising of the solar panels, the scaffolding. Every single step of the water project needs to be recorded. So we have the actual tower itself being built, every stage from the first, second, and third columns. We have the brand new scaffolding that I know Shalom and Moti have worked so hard to explain and to convey to our team members and contractors. And you've all worked so hard to improve our standards. Let's showcase this. Let's show it off to all of our people, because it's remarkable. We are truly a construction team. So let's help showcase all the work that we're doing. Raising of the tank. Now, I must say, this is one of the sections that we're also lacking. I could only choose a few very good photos for this section. So please, when you are there, and if it's not the field officers, if whoever is on site overseeing the raising of the tank, the raising of the panels, whatever stage, please take a picture and send it to us. We want to see what's happening. Also with the community. People don't know how the community themselves, and I know Gabby and Sarah are going to share more about this later this afternoon and in the coming sessions, but the community are essential for our sustainability of our projects and of course for the success. Let's show that, let's document it, let's get it on pictures so that we can share it with everybody. Laying of the pipes, helping with the taps, digging of the trenches. It's an exciting part, and it's really, really important that we get more photos of these. Of course, the taps, and our new and very exciting part is really singing the praises of our incredible trainees who have worked so hard as part of this process. So to capture them in their uniform, with their PPE, with all their equipment that they're given by our contractors, working together with our contractor and our team, and of course, receiving the certificates of completion. It's really something to celebrate. So let's take pictures of it. Let's record it. And to send this to our donors or to share this with our team, it's really important. We can, of course, see here on the right-hand side, celebrating as the final stages that they've opened the tap. They're so proud of everything that they have done, and they deserve to be celebrated. And similarly here for the installation at solar projects, I know it's not as much, but it is very important that we document the process. So the raising of the solar panels, everybody up on the roof, it's very exciting to see. So on the top left, you can see many solar panels lined up, people working together, all in uniform, all with Innovation Africa on the back, of course, installing the light bulbs. And what I love, my personal favorite on the right-hand side is installing the energy box. This tells the picture. If you sent this to me, I would say, wow, I can see the stages. I see the solar panels going up. I see them being laid. I see the lights going on. And I understand Innovation Africa has their own Israeli technology. Without pictures of the energy box, all the hard work that Meir and his team have done isn't shown in these pictures. So we really need more energy box, mini energy boxes, installing with the door open, getting our IA logo in there. So please, we've had now the perspectives, we now have the in process, and it's really important that every single stage is documented. I'm going to take a stop here, and I'm going to see just some of the questions that you're writing. I do appreciate that some of us have better phones than others. And I'm sure Sivan will agree that it's important that at least, we have one good camera in our team. So if this is something that you are lacking, please reach out to your country directors. We will look into helping you with more equipment in order to document these beautiful photos. I know our team in Malawi recently got a brilliant new phone, and I've already seen their photos improving. I know Tanzania, everyone is working so hard. So if you do not have a functioning camera phone, please tell us, and we will do everything we can to help. Any other questions coming through? Again, just keep them writing. I see here these drilling crew in the pictures. Okay, fantastic. So everyone's just writing along. Sorry, I was just reading there. If you have any specific questions about how to take the photos, what we need to include, just keep writing in the chat. So now let's take a look here to our completed water projects. Probably one of the most important stages, I think, in terms of our marketing. And I know it's the outside, so we've had all the build up and now the final project. So go back again to the beginning. We need to explain to people who we are. What is our mission? And we do that by educating them to what the conditions are on the ground. So the dirty water, the lack of light, the lack of electricity. We then teach them every single stage, every single step of the process. Everything that we do is showcased in photos and videos. Fantastic. The donor is feeling connected. The donor is feeling excited. And now we need to show what they've done. Here is really where we can say, thank you. Look how you have transformed their lives. So what we really want to see at this stage, people happy. That's it. Joy, people smiling, the water flowing, clean water in the communities. We want to see our fabulous towers, which you have all worked so hard to construct and to build and to perfect. And we also want to see the agriculture and the enterprises that are happening. So to really get the full package. And we're also going to address the last line of what not to do. So here, one of Sivan's favorite pictures from a village, I believe, in Zambia. This absolutely beautiful photo. Can everyone write in the chat 2 things that they love about this picture? You have 10 seconds. Okay, I'll give you 20 seconds because you have to type. 20 seconds to go. What is the best thing, 2 good things that you think about this photo? Let's see who gets there first. Okay, people are typing. Beautiful. Caroline, love it. Oh, well done, Maury. Fabulous. 5 more seconds to get your answers in. And 2 and 1. Oh, I just want to let you all answer. Okay, I'll read all your answers after, but absolutely spot on. The beautiful tower, standing proud, straight, not wonky, but straight up. And we can see the tank, we can see the solar panel, it's standing there. And we're going to address this after, but the reason we want a straight tower is because we don't want the Leaning Tower of Pisa, that it looks like it's about to fall over and collapse. We need to see a beautifully built straight tower. And the second part, which you all identified, is just how natural it's in the traditional homes of these communities, and how this water tower is going to sit proudly in their homes and help them transform their lives for the better. So this beautiful photo, and well done to the Zambia team. And if we look here at some other towers, some beautiful pictures, mainly from South Africa here. Again, I know the solar panel looks massive, but the angles are what's important. We have a drone. I know we don't always have that, but the drone pictures are really amazing. Sivan, did you want to jump in?
No, I'm saying exactly like you said. The towers are straight. You can see the solar panels. You can see the green. Beautiful pictures from South Africa. And here you're correct by saying that 2 of them are taken with a drone. And maybe in the future, maybe we can provide you with a budget to buy a drone. If you believe that one of you, at least one from each country, we know how to use the drone to take pictures, because it tells the story even better, especially if we can see the houses around or people and the taps of water near the towers. That can really be terrific. So something to think about, Michal, for this year.
Definitely. Thank you. So the drone footage is very exciting because we can also see the surrounding areas. So in the top left, we can see the water tower, and then we can also see the communities from South Africa in the distance. Some more beautiful tower shots here from South Africa, and I know one from Tanzania. And if you took any of these photos, please give yourself a round of applause, and please write in the chat to let us know that it was you, because you are incredible. You are sharing all of these. I haven't taken any of these. These are all our incredible team. So congratulations, and keep them coming. So here we've showcased the towers. And of course, this beautiful, heartwarming photo, young child, clean water flowing. And what's in the background? A beautiful straight tower with a tank and a solar panel. And we can see it's our newest standard, as we can also see the new manhole that's underneath the solar panel for access for maintenance. So it's really incredible that we can see the development, how our water towers have changed. If any of you, I know, for example, Rob's in Uganda, has been with us since the very, very beginning, when we were building very small, sort of one-level towers with a tank on top. To see the engineering, to see the progression, to see what we do is remarkable. And that's testament to our engineers and to our teams. Congratulations and thank you. And you will see that all of our projects look very similar, no matter what country. And that is all thanks to our new blueprints and our improved standards. So on the left, a beautiful tower in Uganda and some wonderfully happy children enjoying clean water. Similarly, here, I believe in Malawi, again, the tower in the background. Now the solar panels are on the tower, but because of the angle, we can't see them as clearly. So this is a fabulous picture, but also just to remember to go around and take a picture of the tower so that we can see the solar panels as well at an angle. Just in addition to, not instead of, because of course the tap is directly in front. Beautiful pictures. And here showcasing some from Cameroon. These two gorgeous children, and of course community in the top left from Cameroon as well. So beautiful photos of children, of young women, young children collecting clean water. And what I love also about the girl in the middle is that she's wearing a mask. That helps show us that it's current, that it's happening now, when access to clean water has never been more important for our communities. Now with coronavirus, how can we tell communities to keep sanitation, to wash their hands, to keep clean, to keep sanitized when there's no clean water? This is a direct solution to help protect these communities. So
Michal,
if there,
this is a very important point. Thank you for mentioning the masks, because some of our donors can be skeptical that truly everything that we do is actually happening on the ground. And sometimes they might be thinking that we're sending them pictures from old projects and not from the real project that they're funding. But when we show the fact that people are wearing masks, they know that this is actual, this is now, this is not a pictures from 2016, this is happening, this is the village, this is real. So it is especially true when we take pictures from schools or medical centers, from the villages. If people are wearing masks, don't ask them to remove it, yeah, because actually it is even better to show to the donor that it's real, it is happening, it is current.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So we do need more pictures of masks to show the current day. And we, of course, want to keep smiling. So let's also have pictures where possible of beautiful children smiling and enjoying access to clean water, and how this has helped. So we, for example, have a bottom right, of school children looking smart and proud in their clean uniforms, enjoying clean water. And it helps to tell the surrounding story. that it's not just in the village, it's not just one or two villages, but there's a ripple effect for the surrounding communities as well, and the schools and health centers we serve. Bottom left is a fabulous photo from Cameroon, beautiful, and so on. Just communities enjoying clean water. So we focused a lot on the children. We, of course, want to focus on the women, who are predominantly the ones responsible for collecting the water, walking 5-10 kilometers a day. They now have it just outside their homes. This is transformation. And this is what we need to showcase. So lots of women enjoying clean water, lots of community members. And again, I wanted to highlight with our trainees, with our team members, you, our field officers, our engineers, our team on the ground, you are also integral to the success of the project. So if you are there, join the celebration, be part of the team, wearing your Innovation Africa t-shirt. We need to see more of you on the ground as well.
Michal, very important point. Thank you. Because we don't see enough of our own team members in the pictures working. Actually, at some point, I think, Michal, we were looking for pictures of our team members working with the community. We couldn't see any. So sometimes, yes, be part of the pictures, be there when you seeing people collecting dirty water. One or two of you can be in the picture. When you're celebrating, you can be a part of the picture. It is good. It shows that we, Innovation Africa, we are there with the community. We need you also to be inside in the pictures.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sivan. So it's important that we have a mix, community, and then jump in for one or two photos to really be part of the celebration. You are integral. We want to showcase you on the ground as well. And of course, as I mentioned, we want to touch as well on the agriculture. In select villages, we bring drip irrigation. We help to grow more food with less water. Let's see this. Let's see this in action. Some incredible pictures from Tanzania. Truly remarkable. A beautiful Larian joined with Sivan, talking to a local community member, talking about how she's producing more tomatoes and how she and her family are able to have a sustainable access to food. This is incredible. And people don't often equate access to clean water with food, with nutrition. Sometimes they think it's only about health, or it's only about not getting waterborne diseases. But clean water is so far-reaching and has so many transformative effects for our communities. So let's capture that as well. And here we have also brick making, one of the subsequent developments and enterprises that come from access to clean water. We have stories that go alongside this, and I want you to know that when you send me, this name is David, he is 47 years old, and now with access to clean water, he is able to make bricks. He is building a brick house for him and his family. If I were a donor, that would make me cry. Just to know that you've impacted a village is one thing, but to know personal stories, to get to know people on the ground, that now this gentleman and his family will have a safer home to live in, is incredible. So let's get those testimonies. Let's understand who the individuals in these communities are and how our projects have helped them. Oh, sorry here. So again, we love it. We love to see people. And what I love about the top right-hand corner is the connection. So we have clean water flowing, and behind them is bricks. And that helps us to tell the story as well. I also love the larger one on the left, because she's now making bricks where she will be moving out of her mud home, which is behind her, and soon into a brick house, which she will make.
And Michal, you can even see the tower in the back. Look at that, a perfect picture.
I want 10 out of 10, Sivan, a perfect picture.
Although the tower is small, but it's there. That's perfect.
It's small,
that's
but
right.
It's there.
Can
you tell me if you were responsible? Who took that picture?
Yeah, who took that picture?
Please tell us if it was you. You can message me after if you don't want, but I really hope you'll come forward and say who it was.
I took, Michal took the one.
Ayan took one of them. That doesn't surprise me one bit. Mayan is a superstar photographer.
True.
So Malawi and Uganda, you are lucky to have such an amazing role model. So congratulations. I do have a very short video. Just let me know if you can see it and if you can hear it.
Michal, will you show both of them or only this one?
Both of them.
Both of them. So I want to say something before, Michal, if you don't mind.
Of course, let me stop.
Please. I've been presenting and trying to get more funding for more donors, and I'm always using 2 videos, but those videos are so old. I wish I can get some new ones. So we're gonna show them to you. Actually, I'm the one who was there when I met this person by the name of Charles. You're gonna meet him, and he was telling me the story, and it was so simple, and he just told the story the way it is. And I've been using it now for 7-8 years, the same video. I wish you can send me newer videos. So Michal gonna show you those 2 videos that I'm using, and hopefully you can help us to get better, even better testimonies. Go ahead, Michal.
Fantastic. Just let me know if you can see my screen again. Can you see? All okay? Great.
Not yet.
We can see, but we cannot hear, my dear. Can you click on sound?
Absolutely. Sorry. If only one of our technicians were here today. Yeah. Okay.
I had been planning to grow some onions. I have here a nursery bed, a very huge one, and it has assisted me to water. We had no rain. This problem has been running for centuries. We had no water right from my childhood. No water. About 4 kilometers away where we could get water. But right now, I'm so happy that when Innovation Africa came, I had this plan. Onions, if you grow onions, it carries a lot of money. I said, as I will grow these onions, I will enable myself to pay for my children, to buy food, to sustain me. Even the family problems, I will be solving them with the help of this water project. Thank you so much.
So again, really sorry, Sivan, really showcasing the impact. And in just a 1-minute video, that's all it takes. We're not asking you to stand there producing, directing 10 hours in the field. We want you, when possible, to take one community member, take them aside, record their story. How access to clean water has helped Charles and his family, how the story of growing onions and other vegetables has helped him to be healthier, in better nutrition, and of course, to improve his economic stability. So powerful in just 1 minute. Now let's hear from Alice.
At first, we used to get water for longer distance. Having a baby, when I'm pregnant, it is very long distance to get water. It took me time, but when we got water from Innovation Africa, I'm getting water near here while cooking, washing, even making bricks. After making bricks, now I'm building the house, new home. Even I say bricks to the nearest villagers, even from town, they come and buy from me. When I get money, I pay my school fees to the children. We are happy of it.
So we can see here that Alice is telling us her story, and again, how she's able to improve her children's lives. It's transformative, not just for her, but her family and the next generation. She can pay her children's school fees. One line tells us the far-reaching impact of our water projects. And now just to focus, I know we don't like to talk about the negative, but let's just touch briefly on what not to do. Any guesses? No leaning towers. We don't want to see the towers coming up at an angle. They're built perfectly. They are built straight. Let's not document them wrong. Taking your phone and moving it to the side is what causes the angle. If you can take it horizontally, fantastic. If you cannot get the entire frame, either step back or turn it this way, but keep your phone straight as possible. Simple things truly make a difference. These photos are excellent, specifically the one in the middle, but we cannot use it. I also want to touch on wasting water. Now, whilst it is always wonderful to see the joy on children's faces with access to clean water, what isn't good is to see them playing and messing around in it. People have donated generous amounts of money to bring clean water to a village. Showing wasting water, showing open taps running, just put a bucket underneath. If you're sending that picture, for example, on the bottom left to prove to the engineers that it's working, put a bucket and use that water, don't waste it. On the top left, someone's gone to the effort to put one bucket, but they didn't do two. Small things, again, making a very big difference because we cannot use those photos. And that photo on the bottom left is beautiful. We can see the water station, the tap in the village. Just put a bucket and maybe bring somebody over who's walking past to smile. Simple things. Again, here wasting water. Beautiful action shots, very creative, but wasteful. So I'm going to stop here. Our water projects. Any questions on how to capture water project completions, the towers, the community? Any questions here? Can write in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to move on to our solar projects. Now, just like we want to document it for our water projects, the same we need for solar. So a donor has given up to $20,000. That is a large amount of money to bring electricity to a school or a health center. We showed them the before, we showed them the installation, the raising of the panels, the energy box, the technology. Now let's see the communities and the students, teachers, and healthcare workers enjoying access to light. Patients and nurses, and where possible, if we're providing desks, laptops, refrigerators, let's document those as well. So here we can see beautiful photos at night. We of course want you to go in the day as well, but at night is what we're missing. These photos are old. They're already from last year and the year before. We can see the energy box standing proud in that middle photo. It's a fantastic shot. We can see there is light. We can see a mother and a baby, and we can see the doctor. The two are pictures of the healthcare facility at night, and we can even see patients lining up outside waiting for healthcare. With thanks to light, they are safe. Here we can see a doctor or a nurse providing medical attention. The windows are dark. We can see it's nighttime outside, and we can see that his only source of light is the light bulb that we have installed for them. We need more like this. People receiving medical attention using the light, and try and get the light bulbs in the picture where possible. Beautiful picture of a nurse standing proudly outside her healthcare facility. And with that, I would expect there to be a paragraph. My name is, I am X number of years old. I've been working at the health center for how many years? And just let her speak, record it and share it with us. This will then go directly to the donor who brought this facility light. And we can show how their donation, how their support has helped transform their center. And of course, helping people's lives. Here we have during the day, people, the energy box, Me'il's wonderful invention standing proudly on the wall. And we have pictures of the light above. And now to touch on Maury's point from earlier, we of course need you to document this during the day. But if you see the picture on the right-hand side, there's sunlight, there's daylight coming straight through. If the person taking the picture would have angled themselves to not get the window in, then this picture would have been absolutely perfect. So where possible, and I'm not saying don't take pictures of windows, I'm saying where possible, where you can, to not take directly off the window with the light coming through, because it doesn't make it feel as important to have light then. I know we know the story, but again, for our donors, in the afternoon or without the direct sunlight coming through is very important. Like this, for example, energy box, it's just taken at a different angle. Community members queuing up outside. We want to show that many women, many people are using this healthcare facility during the days and evenings. And of course, if we bought vaccine refrigerators, any medical facilities or additional resources, we want you to showcase that as well. So people are really enjoying the contributions that they have received. And now for our gorgeous school children, sitting under the light for the first time, having improved access to education with light, with desks, with improved classrooms. They now have access to better education and opportunities that come from that.
Michal, I would like to make a quick comment here. Oftentimes, donors are asking me, why do they need electricity during the day? There is sun. Why do they need electricity in the schools? Do they go at night? Do they study at night? Meaning, if we are showing those pictures here, showing the light on during the day, people are confused. They're saying, why do we need the light on during the day? The light is to be used at night. And our children studying at night, oftentimes it's before their exams, oftentimes it's because they don't have access to electricity in their homes and they're all gathering together. Those are the most powerful pictures, the one that tell the story, why do we need electricity in schools? People don't understand it, especially if you have a boarding classroom where you have children sleeping there. Showcase those pictures as well, so people can understand why we do it.
For sure. And I know Uganda, just the students returned this morning for the first time in such a long time. And I know that you have all been working so hard to improve their access to education. And I have no doubt that this coming year, it's going to be amazing, the photos you get. So again, students, now in the top left, you can see one student has written on the board. I know it's a bit small, if you can see it. I want to be a policewoman, and she has written her name and the class that she is from. These are priceless because they tell a story of future impact, of generations, of opportunity, and of transformation. Such a simple thing tells so much. And here, where we provide laptops and where relevant, we can document them. I know that this is something that we've only recently started to do, and we don't do in all our projects, but where relevant and where we do provide laptops, let's get that documented. So we can see the lights, and I know it's during the day. And of course, they're not always going to be there only at night, but we can see that students wearing masks, sitting together in clean and safe classrooms, guided by light as well. And here we have students learning throughout the day and into the afternoon, evening time. The more students in a picture, the better, of course. And this is one of the older ones. The top left is one Sivan uses for years. So we need more and more of these beautiful photos. It doesn't have to be late in the evening. It can be afternoon. It can be just as sun has set, but please try and document the students doing afternoon and evening classrooms.
Michal, there was a relevant question related to this that I wanted to bring up here. As Sivan mentioned, it's important that the students are in their uniforms when you take photos of them. And obviously that is priority. The question was, can we take pictures of students that are not in their uniforms?
Absolutely. Listen, not always will the students be in uniform. We want to make sure that we are always documenting where possible. Students, if they're in uniform, that's preferred, but please don't not document it just because they're not wearing school uniform. Maybe they don't wear uniform in the school, or maybe they come for afternoon classes and they're allowed to change. Whatever it may be, we want all of your photos. So please don't ever not take a photo. Better to have too many and to send. But yeah, we're preferred, of course, uniform, because it makes it look like a real school, and they're proud in their clean uniform. But it's not always possible. So again, take the photo regardless. Thank you, Tara. And I promise I will come to your questions. I see Tara is very kindly answering them for me as we go through. So thank you. But just, Tara, stop me anytime if there's something I miss. Now, in terms of donor updates. So we've had the prospective, we've had the in process, we've had the completed. That's where your work wrapped up in a beautiful bow. And then we keep going. So we need to let donors know that your projects are still working. We want to update them as many times a year as possible with wonderful updates. So this section is really going to be about how we, my team, with Jenna, with Merav, with Adolfo, who's our fabulous designers as well, how we are communicating with our donors. So we want to see that people are smiling, they are happy. At the prospective stage or an announcement stage, we want to see good posters with their names on it. We want clear and engaging announcements. And where relevant, where they are speaking local languages, please make sure we have somebody from our team there. I know Sarah, I know Larry, and you are pros at it, helping to translate from local languages into English so that all of our donors will be able to hear and understand. So this is one video. Please let me know if you can hear it. We received this relatively recently from a school in Zambia, and I was blown away. So I just wanted to showcase this for you all.
Yes, good morning, sir.
Good morning, how are you?
Yes, good morning, students.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you. My name is George. I come from Innovation Africa. We are aware that your school does not have lights, and because of that, you are unable to study in the evening. But hey, I have good news for you. The Sultan and Pado families have made a generous contribution, a donation, and we shall be able to power your school using solar.
So that video to me was just pure joy. We have a beautiful announcement sharing who our team are, who Innovation Africa is, what our mission is, what we're going to do. And you have the donor's name clearly shared and capturing the excitement on the children's faces as they have just learned they will soon be getting access to electricity. This was shared that day with the donor. I then get beautiful messages back saying thank you. This has made everything so special. We are so excited. And the donors feel more of a connection when they receive videos like that. So congratulations and well done for such a fabulous video. Here, in terms of posters, it's always wonderful when we can capture people at the original source or in a school saying thank you. Thank you to the donors, writing it clearly on paper. We can see from the village to the donors, thank you. We love you, Dwarman. We sent that picture to the Dwarman family. They were so blown away that they decided to do 3 more projects. You do not understand the impact of what these updates do for our donors. Some excellent pictures here. Different words on different posters in different color, not always repeating the same. So it's really important that we get that. And here I'm going to show just a few seconds from this video of how we do translation. So when one person speaks, one person translates after.
Hello, good people of the Pisa village.
Habari wapendwa wa kijiji wa Pisa.
On behalf of Innovation Africa, we are here today to share with you a very great news.
Kwa niaba ya shirika la Innovation Africa, tupo hapa leo kuwaletea habari njema.
Hello, good.
So you don't need to hear the whole announcement, but just so that you can see short sentences in English translated into local languages, short, not saying too many words after, not saying a whole nother story. It's very clear that what he has announced has been directly translated, stop, start. What we don't want to have is the community standing, listening for a whole minute to an announcement in English that they don't understand, and then our local translator doing the whole thing for 1 minute that our donors don't understand. What we need to have is one sentence or one little phrase at a time, English, local language, and to move smoothly like that. And you can see how the community are genuinely excited and engaged. So this is part of an announcement and when we're saying thank you. Now, what I loved about these are our trainees saying thank you. The donor's name with a beautiful poster in their uniform standing during the construction. I sent this to Dennis Director, who has sponsored, I think maybe now 8 projects. And I cannot tell you how beautiful his responses are, how him and his partners are so blown away by the impact that each year they keep donating more and more. And I have to say that part of our department, part of what we do is connecting with the donors, which I know our teams don't often have the opportunity to. But because of, I have to tell you, because of 3 updates that I sent in the last month, we got 3 more projects. Because they are receiving updates. They are receiving the updates, they are getting inspired, they feel more connected, and they say, okay, we want to do another project now. If we didn't reach out to them, if we didn't send them these beautiful updates, maybe they wouldn't sponsor another project. So.
And Michal, let me make a point here. I believe that maybe many of our team members are saying, but isn't it Nettie Kirsch who is paying for all the projects? Don't we have only one donor?
The
No.
very good question.
Actually, no. You know what's happened last year? We completed 188 projects. I think 40% of them, can you believe that? 40%, almost 80 projects are not funded by Nettie Kirsch. They are funded by other families, people that I meet here in Israel, and I ask them to sponsor a specific village, people I'm meeting in New York, people that Michal and Meirav are reaching on social media, families that would like to come and adapt a village. So not all our projects are funded by Nettie Kirsch. And by the way, for Nettie Kirsch, it's true. We also need good thank you for Nettie Kirsch. Thank you, Nettie, because it's true. He is our major donor. But we also have many families that are doing it because they care. And unfortunately, because of the corona, they cannot travel with us. So it is even more difficult to share with them the impact of their donation. And this is why those kind of posters with their names, with announcement mentioning their name, is important, because then they can share it to the rest of the family, and they can feel proud that it's there, it is happening, it's their village, and one day they will come to visit it.
Absolutely. And I think it's always important to know that Sivan has been doing this village by village. And up until the Kirsch Foundation came, it was only individuals. And we have only been able to reach this stage where, thanks to the Kirsch Foundation, we have money, we have the funds, we have the ability to continue. But it's not our only donor. And it's so important that we still get for every donor the same quality. Nettie is our biggest major donor, but every small individual donor deserves the same thank you, the same gratitude, and the same updates. So amazing job. I know so many of you for his birthdays and letters and taking pictures of people in the field with thank you signs for Nettie. We would also love to do that for all our donors as well, not for their birthdays, but for the thank you and announcements. Just to briefly touch on here, what not to do. And this ended up being a fabulous update, but this was the first chance that we did, the first try for Nettie, and we can see here, one picture is too dark, and then the other pictures are too light. So sometimes we just need to spend time playing around with the light and shadow on our phones, maybe taking a step back, step forward, whatever it is. But I cannot see what's written clearly on that top left photo. So again, I wouldn't be sending that to the donor. And also to note that she's standing in the stream itself, which does make it look like there's lots of free flowing water. So maybe again, just to take it from an angle or perhaps slightly further away. I'm conscious of time, so I just want to move on slightly here to donor trips. Whilst we haven't been able to run many of them due to Corona over the last, I want to say what feels like a decade, but probably a year and a half to 2 years now, we hope that we will soon again welcome back donors to the village. And it's always important to capture the following: donors opening the taps at a celebration, raising the panels where relevant, walking with the community, celebrating the donor with their plaque, which I know all of you are so on top of, I'm always installing. And of course, we really also want to showcase Israeli flags and flags from the country to show the unity, to show the support. We are an Israeli, we are also an international organization. So we want to showcase who we are and who we're impacting. To briefly touch on tagging on the database. So you've documented these fabulous photos from start to finish. We are constantly sending updates throughout the year to our donors. You are sending the photos to us on WhatsApp and you're uploading them as well to the database. I know we want to move more as our database becomes more robust and through the forms, but you need to also make sure you are tagging the photos. When I go through and I want to look, for example, Sivan says, Michal, can you find me photos of raising the tank? I go onto the database and I filter and I click on raising the tank photos. And maybe 6 photos come up. How can that be? We did 188 projects. Half of them, majority of them water projects. We should have at least 100 per year because they're not tagged properly. Because when you upload them, you either didn't tag or you accidentally tagged something else. So we are going through and I'm re-tagging all the time and correcting it. But please, I need you to focus when you're uploading the photos, making sure it's the correct stage. Is it prospective, in process, or completed? The tags that we're always looking for, women and children at the water. We need more of our IAT members. We need you to tag the beneficiaries and of course, thank you signs. When I look to go, I know it's right now, thank you, Nati. We can add another tag for thank you signs in general. But it's important because I often need to show them to the donors. And here, I know Sivan showed this yesterday, but the reason we need all of these photos is because I'm not only sharing this with our donor, but we're of course uploading it to their donor page, where they will see every single process of the project, and they will keep this and they can open at any time, seeing how much water is being pumped, electricity being consumed. So every single stage matters. So just to briefly summarize, we need photos of people collecting water and people utilizing health centers and schools without access to electricity. Each stages of the process, drilling, construction, raising, installing, everything that you're doing on the ground, and of course, the impact that it has had on the communities. And that is it. So now everybody. Thank
Excellent
you.
job, Michal. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So I just want to know, please feel free to message in the chat. I know we're running slightly behind schedule now, so I don't want to take more time. But I think this is one of the more important, at least selfishly for our department. You are all working so hard. Let's get the right photos and let's share this with the people who have so generously supported us all along the way. So thank you. I'm here for any questions. You all have my number. You all have my email anytime. And thank you. And thank you to the amazing Jenna, who I'm not sure if she's still with us, but I think has joined us for part. We love you, Jenna. We learned from the best and looking forward to having you back again soon.
Thank you, Michal.
Tara, will you also, I think tomorrow you're gonna spend some time on the database. Will you be able to show us where we can tag the pictures?
Actually,
and
I
how
just
to do
wanted
it?
to say something briefly about that. I wanted to mention now, Michal has done an amazing job, and we love when Michal presents because it's always so smooth and beautifully said. And she's highlighted in a crucial aspect of our work, and that is really the PR aspect, the photos that we have to share with our donors and all the different stages. But just so you know, that is a portion of the work that we do when it comes to photos, because there's the photos that we share with donors, that's very crucial. And then there's the technical photos that we also have to have for other purposes internally. And so tomorrow, whenever Jeremy and I go through the database, we'll show you how to make sure you're uploading the right photos into the database, and 2, all the other kinds of photos that we're going to be needing to collect internally as well for technical reasons or for administrative reasons, right? So we can really know what's happening on the ground and be able to make decisions based on your photos from the field. So that's also a very important element, and we'll start reviewing some of that tomorrow. So this is part 1 of good picture taking, and we'll continue tomorrow as well. Thanks, Michal.
Thank you, Tara. I totally agree that there's also a technical element in terms of reviewing the photos that you are sending. I'm merely sort of the PR, marketing, and donor side. So it certainly goes hand in hand. The better pictures you take in general, the better we can be, both for internal and external purposes. Sivan, I don't know if you want to take a 5-minute break before welcoming Tal.
Yes, yeah, we can do that. You know what we can do? We can take the break now.
Okay.
And let's get Tal set up, and we should, let's come back in about 10 minutes.
Perfect. So at 10:30.
10:30. Let's do that.
Fabulous. Okay. Thank you, everyone.